Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, we got a new Batman trailer. It's called The Bat and the Cat. I didn't know it was dropping. I had no idea it dropped yesterday. It's interesting. There's some new stuff, but it's not as much as I thought because we've seen sort of a bit of it. The only things that really surprised me were the Catwoman's costume, her mask. It looks almost like a beanie with little points, kind of like implying cat ears. It's just got like a section cut out for the eyes, and it's pretty made it myself, did it myself. And that seems to be the style of the costumes in this film. There's no fun, glossy superhero costumes like, other films. The Batman his costume seems to be makeshift, seems to be more armour and pieces put together than anything else. And the Riddler seems to have a gimp mask, and he's altered it with like duct tape and stuff, and that's about it really. So I was a bit surprised by the look. It does have this whole sort of grungy makeshift sort of look, and Bruce Wayne's look, we've seen him before, but to see him more, he just looks like emo Bruce. And maybe that's part of his disguise, because there's a lady in the trailer saying, your history as your family has a history of philanthropy, but you don't actually do anything. You could be doing more. And he's like, and maybe that's part of his disguise. He looks like the whiny sort of emo guy, and no one questions him. No one would think that he's a superhero because he doesn't look like one. Whereas the other Bruce Waynes, they had a more debonair sort of polished look. I kind of miss that. That's my image of Bruce Wayne. So the idea of emo, whiny, do nothing, lazy, entitled Bruce doesn't really do a lot for me, even if it is just his cover. But and also the Catwoman, I'm really disappointed by the little beanie cut out eye mask costume thing. I was expecting a bit more. I get the look they're going for, but a fifth grader could do a better mask than that. And does she want to be taken seriously as the Catwoman? I mean, yeah, same with Joker, but he's crazy. So, I mean, not Joker. Although he does act a bit like the Joker in this. He acts like a terrorist. We only hear one riddle. It can be cruel or what is it? Damn. Basically, it's about justice. It can be cruel, and it looks like I've written poetic. It can be cruel or poetic, but when it's denied its violence, you will find, what is it, justice. So he does seem to be setting up some sort of big catastrophe, and there's a couple of street scenes where it looks like some areas flooding and there's fire, and it's just, chaos. So it reminded me a bit of the Joker in the Christopher Nolan films. But everything else looks okay. What surprised me was how good he looked as Batman and how well he moved as Batman. The fighting. Now, some people were saying that the stuntman was doing all the work, basically, and he really wasn't doing anything. He was being lazy. But either way, the performance is there. Whether it's the actor or not doesn't really matter. He looks sharp and aggressive with his fighting and everything. It looks good. So I actually enjoyed it more than I thought. The action with the cars as well. There was scenes where he's chasing the Penguine, and he basically is just smashing through things, and the car chases are actually... I was disappointed by the car as well, because it looks just like a car with a few little augmented elements. It doesn't really look like a Batmobile, but at least, he uses it. It moves pretty well, and, just smashes through things. So, I don't know, I'm feeling better about the film, because I wasn't feeling too optimistic about it, but I'm actually feeling like it's probably decent. It's just a few superficial things that bother me, and that's it. And where am I? 4 minutes. I guess I better wrap up. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. The superficial stuff is the first thing you notice, and it can be jarring, but it's ultimately not what's going to make or break a film. It's the performances, the story, the overall staging of the action and stuff like that. So I'm feeling more optimistic about the film, but I still hope we don't spend a lot of time with emo Bruce standing around with that hair. Yeah. I'm going to go. Thanks. Bye.